Hello friends, welcome to How to VLN channel. This is Utilities VLN stream. Today in this video, we are going to see an utility from Microsoft which is called PortQry.exe. You know, I mean, mm, there are a lot of utilities available to check if there is a if the TCP port is being listened, or if there is a daemon running on the TCP port on the target machine. If at all you wanted to connect to that particular port from a client machine. In a client server architecture, normally this is needed. But UDP is very special port. It normally does not send an acknowledgement packet. TCP sends an acknowledgement packet, but UDP doesn't. It's a very lightweight protocol, moreover. And for performance reason, it doesn't communicate back, or it doesn't send any acknowledgement packet. So you do not know whether a particular port number on a UDP is being listened by a daemon in the target side or not. So particularly when I was trying to find out, when I was trying to set up an SNMP monitoring for one of my other project task, I wanted to know whether this particular UDP port is being actively monitored in the client server architecture, whether I am able to reach the server on the UDP port number 161 from my client successfully, or I have a firewall sitting between, my packets are being filtered. I really wanted to know this. So then when I was reading and searching about it, SolarWinds, their product, they wrote a blog about PortQry.exe, which is a Microsoft product which allows us to query from your Windows machine to the client server where this particular SNMP port UDP 161 is being listened or not. You can know. You cannot know 100% for sure, but to some extent you can identify this. But other product doesn't support this at all. Say for instance, Telnet or any other utility you have it in Linux, be it Linux or other utilities, NC or anything, doesn't let you scan this 161 port or UDP protocol at all. You can never choose UDP protocol at all. Only TCP is allowed to be selected. So let's see how do we do this. First, as usual, the reference material and steps. So this is your document. So the reference is Microsoft website for PortQuery, and here you get using PortQuery in command line mode. This is a simple command. -en is the host name. -e is the port number. I mean, I'm just giving you a minimum information only. -p is protocol. So you can use this actually to query even TCP as well. So PortQuery is a utility which is count for the only utility which will allow you to choose UDP protocol, but it can be used for TCP as well. Okay, if you don't mention any protocol, by default it chooses TCP, and you can mention UDP for specifically scanning UDP port. Okay, let's see this in action. All right, so I am already having PortQuery installed on my local laptop. You can download this easily. It's available as an extension from Microsoft. Okay, I think it's here. This is where you can get the tool, right, in the same URL which I gave you, and you have very clear instruction from Microsoft for this. You see here port 161 SNMP. They given the service also shortcut you can use. I think -q shortcut. Okay, query, send query, yeah. So you have a lot of options available. Let's look at it very high, quickly. Since I ran this utility before I started this video, you see here, first of all, I am trying to scan my target host where this SNMP daemon is running. For instance, this is my SNMP daemon. You can see here port number 161 is being listened by SNMP daemon on this host. The IP address of this host is 192, 168, 194, 122. Okay, this is where 161 port is being listened. So we wanted to connect to this on port number, port type protocol UDP protocol -C161. Alright, the port query is running now. Let's see what happens. It takes a minute and it comes back quickly. And you can see it says listening or filtered, meaning it doesn't know for sure whether someone is listening or there's a firewall sitting behind, because you don't get any acknowledgement, so it doesn't know really. But the communication reached the target. That's why it's able to see listening or filtered. And the other one, community name for the query, public, because this is a SNMP. It knows 161 is SNMP, so it tries to use SNMP. Sending SNMP query, it tries itself SNMP query to UDP 161 and it receives one filtered. Normally you don't get any acknowledgement. When you don't get an acknowledgement, it prints filtered. But I guess this is much better view, because you have an option at least to query port number 161. Whether it makes sense or not, but you're able to query, that's important. And if I do this for 162, because 162 is also one of the ports for SNMP, okay. And if I do this, it doesn't send this public query. It just stops with listening or filtered. SNMP trap service. You see, this is the public identification of this particular port number, the service. So it doesn't go to the next one, the community name for the query, public, and so on. It doesn't go. It just stays there. But if you look at my machine, if I have any daemon running for 162, I already scan 162. Nothing is running, which means that it gives me the same message, filtered or listening, but really there is no daemon running behind. So you need to be very cautious exercising this too. So that's what I'm trying to say. So, I mean, it gives you an option. If you want, you can use it. Some way you can test it. The only way you will really be able to test is run the SNMP walk or SNMP get for 161 port. Then you will really know whether it works fine or not. If there's a network timeout error occurring, then maybe you will have a firewall between this client and server. So you need to fix it. Open the necessary port. Okay, thanks everyone. So this is all for this video. I hope you really like it. This is a new tool I came across when I was setting up this monitoring for one of my appliances. So I wanted to share this knowledge with you guys. So if you find this video useful, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to How to Learn channel. And if you really like this video, share it with your friends as well. So our knowledge spreads and I also learn and you also learn. Thank you. Thank you for your time. We'll meet in the next video and I wish everyone a very happy new year. Thank you. Bye.